Okay, I'm going to show you how to remove an Evinrude engine from the transmission unit. It's a V4 engine. First of all, on the bottom side you'll have a cowling that goes around the bottom of it. There is 4 screws on the front you'll have to take out. It fits into this piece right here. You take 4 screws out. There's 2 on each side. This is on the bottom of the motor. Okay, you remove that. Then you have a front piece which has 2 screws that come up from the bottom. I screwed them back into the housing, but you got 2 screws on each side, which you have to remove this front cowling. There will be 2 bolts underneath here on the front of the engine. There will be 1, 2, and 3. So there's 3 bolts down here on the bottom side on each side you have to remove. That's a total of 6 bolts for both sides. Then underneath here you've got 2 studs that stick through. You have to remove the nuts and flat washers off of those, and this is on the back of the motor. Okay. When we come around to the other side, and you have the same thing. You'll have 1, 2, 3 bolts to remove down here, and then you'll have 2 more bolts up underneath here. Now, I've already got my motor out. I'm just going to show you what it looks like once you remove the motor. You have a drive shaft going down your transmission. This is how it attaches the transmission to the engine for the power flow. And then I'm going to show you the bolt cavities on the top side here that go through the transmission to engine mount. Alright? Now, I'm not a boat expert, and if you have any doubts, to make sure and look in your service manual or ask somebody that knows about boat engines before you start trying to remove an engine from a transmission. Now, on mine, I looked in the service manual, found all the bolts, and there was a little pry point right over here to pry up on it. Be very careful and be absolutely certain you have all the bolts out before you pry on anything. This is aluminum housing, aluminum block, and you can break something really easy. Once it popped loose, I had a friend help me, and we lifted it up. I'm going to show you the block. Those are the 2 studs on the head end of the engine at the bottom. Those were the 2 that stuck out on the back side of the motor. That you have a nut and a lock washer underneath there. Then on the front you have 2 more studs down below there. You can kind of see them. To make sure you take the nuts and the washers off of those too before you take it apart.